Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Klaus, and welcome again to 3 Minutes Only, my running online interview series. And today we are at session number 16. Yes, my guest today is a musician who lived originally in Colorado Springs, but he has meanwhile moved to Greece. He's the singer of a power metal band which started in 1981. So please welcome on the phone, only via audio, from Thessaloniki in Greece, Harry the Tyrant CONKLIN from JAG PANZER. Good afternoon, Harry. Great to see you or to hear you again. How are you doing?
Kalispera. Yes, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks
Harry,
for inviting me to this. It's awesome.
yeah, yeah. Harry, like always, my very first question in the interviews, how's the weather in Thessaloniki?
It's not bad. Actually, it just started cooling down. It's 6 p.m. in the evening right now, and it's coming up on spring. Um, we just we're in the green zone here in Thessaloniki as far as the COVID-19 virus thing, but they just had 7 cases of the Egyptian or some kind of strain. So they're doing another lockdown, and oh my God, are the people here pissed because Thessaloniki is green zoned.
Mm-hmm.
And so they were just getting ready to lift up and have a few coffee shops and restaurants open. And so there's the last 2 days, there's been lots of public gatherings without masks, and, they're really pissed off. So I think this is coming to a head for everybody, this whole COVID thing, that people are having enough. And they're basically saying, okay, let the virus kill me. I don't give a shit. I'm going on with my lives, It's like a traffic ticket. If they impose all these fines, it's like, yeah, try to get blood out of a rock, go ahead and impose your fines. I'm going to live my life. See how much money you get out of me, take it out of my taxes.
But Harry, I guess the people are really frustrated at the moment. So yeah, let's hope the best. Harry, 3 minutes only, not much time. Let's start with our question.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. 3 minutes only. I'm fine. First of all, can you tell us in a short way the story why and how you moved from the United States to Greece?
Well, I always like the warm climates. In Colorado, where I'm from, it's known for skiing. So the winters there can be pretty harsh, and they last a long time. Everybody drives a SUV there.
Mm-hmm.
So I lived in Colorado my whole life. I've never really liked the cold that comes with it, So anyway, that was one thing. But I met Christine on tour with 3 Tremors when we did the Grease show, and she and our personalities just matched perfectly.
Okay.
And I was going through a divorce with my family there anyway, and I have 2 sons that I left behind in Colorado, but they're adults. One is 24 and the other just turned 18.
Okay.
So, they're cool with it. And I talk to them about once a month and, touch base with them. And so I live here in Greece with Christine, and she has a 6-year-old child from her previous marriage. She has been divorced a little over 8 years now. And so the girl and I click fine. Our personalities match here, and I'm starting to learn a little bit of the language after being here for a little over a year.
Oh, cool. So. It sounds cool. Great. Okay. Harry, what got you into liking
all of my tours?
Yeah. Again?
Oh, I was going to say, plus mostly all the tours that all my bands have been doing have been in Europe anyway, so it saves a little bit in flight costs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's correct. Harry, what got you into liking metal music? What was the reason?
Rage, really. I think the first metal thing that I ever listened to was Heaven and Hell. And then the second thing I listened to was Power Slave and Number of the Beast. And then I started getting into Judas Priest. And then it was Queensryche after that. And, you know, I've just always liked the aggression that comes with it. I've always liked the lyric content of mystery and doom and darkness and stuff, you know. And back then it was really melody oriented, and big guitar leads that were melody oriented. And I grew up listening to Elton John and the Beatles and Peter Frampton and Kiss. So they were all about melody and big guitar leads too. So, you know, I love that stuff.
Okay. Harry, how young were you when you made your very first recording?
That was with Jag Panzer, and that was in 1984. I think I had just turned 21 or 22, because I was born in 62. So yeah, that would make me about 22, 20, maybe 23 years old. So.
Okay. Harry, you have an awesome, for me, a really awesome range in your voice and your singing. You have had any formal voice training, or are you your own trainer?
When I was about maybe 10 or 12 years old, I used to sing in the church choirs.
Really?
And then they found out that my voice was really loud and I could project my voice a long way. So they started giving me one-off songs to sing. And I had a lot of emotion in my voice. I could close my eyes and just like be the words and not see the words. So I could move the crowd. I could move the audience with my voice. And so they always like to put me up front during these big church gatherings, because I could just move the people with you know, my emotion in the voice. So I'm like, oh, I started seeing that as something that I could use, you know. And so I got out of the church and I'm like, cool, I'm going to get in the band because I can control people with my voice, you know. And so yeah, I got with Mark Bridie, and he was forming this band called Crystal Sky, and it was a cover band. But all through junior high and high school, I was always in choirs. I was doing choir 3 times a day, 3 classes a day in junior high. And then when I skipped to high school, out of my 9 hours of schooling a day, I was doing 4, maybe 5 hours. And we would go out and tour with our 5-piece madrigal group that I was part of. And sometimes I would sing tenor, but there was a real strong tenor in the group that was kind of like a medium tenor. So I would sometimes sing alto parts too, which is pretty high for a guy, but my voice naturally went there. Okay. And so sometimes when the alto was missing, I would jump in and sing her parts, or sometimes we would, you know, cue off of each other. So I've been classically trained ever since I was 10 or 12 years old, all through high school. Now, I recorded some albums with Jag Panzer, and then when we started touring, I was just singing my voice for 8 or 10 years. Well, singing my voice was pretty harsh if you followed along my albums. Very dramatic and very high-pitched and stuff. And so at the time I was screaming, I wasn't really singing. So I had to go back to my roots and actually get vocal coaching. And they said, oh, what you're doing is fine, you know, just kind of do less of it. And I'm like, I can't do less, you know, I got to keep doing more. So I got into a heavy metal cover act that had to do 3 45-minute sets 3 nights in a row. And so, that was taxing for me. But over the course of a year or 2 years, I got to where that started becoming easy. So then I could get up on stage and I could sing hour-long sets. And it was like, what? You know, because it was nothing. I was singing 3 or 4 hours a night, 3 or 4 nights in a row with my cover group. And they weren't easy songs. I mean, they were Judas Priest, Disturbed, The Highway Star, Take This Pain, Too Fast for Love, some Dawkins songs, crazy stuff. 18 in Life to Go sometimes was at the end of the night because it would move people. So crazy stuff. That's when I really started learning much about my voice and how to control it. So.
Okay.
I'm just babbling on forever, aren't I?
Harry, you're a singer. So what advice would you give to an amateur singer wanting to record?
Buy your own mic. They're super cheap now. USB mics are under $100. buy a really good, invest most of your money into the ADAT unit that takes it from analog to digital. There's a lot of those units that are really good, under $100, and you can get a free recording device on your computer. There's many really good ones for free. I'm using Reaper now. It cost me $60 to license it.
Okay.
So for under $300, I've got a recording thing, and it comes with all kinds of plugins, and just start recording your voice. Start listening to your own voice and critiquing your own voice. Best thing I can say in a band is get yourself a nice reverb unit or delay unit, and a 31 or 32 band EQ, and really focus on those things. Learn how to use EQ on your voice. If you've got a nasally sound, you can take that out with your voice, because what happens when you go live is you're going to be using all these things. You're going to be using the EQ. You're going to be singing on mic. If you're a metal singer, you're always on mic. Rarely do you do a cappella stuff. Even when it's an unplugged session, you're unplugged on mic. So get used to hearing yourself on mic, knowing what you can do to make yourself sound better by using these mic techniques or mic things like reverb, delay, EQ. Get used to that, because that's going to be your bread and butter. When you go live, you'll be able to communicate with the engineer and say, hey, I need a little bit more 2K in my mic. It's really buzzy up here. I've got a 60 hertz low end frequency in the monitors. If you're using in-ears, you'll know already how to EQ that out, how to get what you need in your in-ear. You know, just grab a mic, start recording yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So, Harry, my very last question is, to which kind of music do you listen in your leisure time? I guess it's not hip hop, right?
It's really crazy. I listen to Katy Perry. I listen to Deep Purple. I listen to Billy Joel. I think my favorite band to listen to, though, is Dark Tranquillity. My wife got me into that, and Camelot.
Okay,
those are really my go-to bands that I listen to a lot. Also Queensryche in the later years, like Operation Mindcrime, and Empire, and Promised Land. I think those are my go-to albums. Yeah. I love Disturbed. I like the direction he takes with making his voice percussive, you know. But yeah, that's what I listen to pretty much. Dawkins, all these groups from the 80s, you know, Motley Crue, Poison, not so much, but still they're fun to listen to. But yeah, early metal, you know. Judas Priest is my favorite metal band, obviously because of Rob Halford, but I like the Tim Ripper Owens era too, Jugulator and Demolition. I really like those albums. And it was a blast for me to be on tour with the Three Tremors, but have Tim actually in the band next to me. I was like, you're my hero.
I'm in the Three Tremors with him. Great. Yeah.
And he was just, oh man, 3 days into it, we were cracking up.
Fantastic.
And he's a great guy. Yeah.
Okay. Harry, time is up. 3 minutes only. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you and your family, all the best. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hope to see you with JAG PANZER on any stage here in Germany at any festival. So I guess this year will also be a very tricky year with the pandemic. So yeah, I wish all the best, and I wish you and Christine and the whole family a great remaining Sunday, Harry.
Well, thank you so much. I'm honored to be on your show.